In this step, I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of pages. One of my albums, I'm going to use all pocket pages. The other one, I'm going to alternate a standard page and a pocket page. So I'll show you how to construct both of them, and you'll be able to choose on your own what you like. So the first thing, you have to cut your pages. I just use a paper trimmer. A standard page is 7.5 by 6.5. So if we go, just go 6.5, 6.5. Turn it alongside and go 7.5. This is a standard page, but there's going to be a 1/2 inch score line, and this is what's important to remember, on the 6.5 side, not the 7.5. So we're going to make the 6.5 paper down to 6 inches with a fold. So I just lay it on the fold, on the 1/4 inch mark, 1/2 inch mark, and make a score line. And this is going to be the base of your standard page. Now the next one is very similar, except I want you to cut it at the 7.5 mark. And then it's 11 5/8. Now it sounds like an odd measurement, but A4 paper in Great Britain is 5/8, 1/2, 5/8, is 8 1/4 by 11 5/8. So we have to use 12-inch paper to get that extra 5/8, because our paper here, our letter size, is 8.5 by 11. So it doesn't work. We need 11 5/8. Oh, and on this one, we're going to score. This time it's, let's see, along the long edge at 1/2, and then we're going to score at 6.5. And that's our base of a pocket page. The other thing we need is 2-inch strips for a mini pocket on all of the pages. And it's 2 inches wide, and from one of the edges you can make a few of them. So 2 inches wide and 7.5 long. So that will be a pocket. 7.5. Okay, now how do we put these together? Let's start with the pocket page. We have that 6.5 inch crease. We want to score it, fold it, burnish it a little. Now, standard page and folded page, or pocket page. But we have to have something else. We're going to add a little pocket right there and right here. But remember, this is white core paper if you're using the paper I gave you, and you want to take a moment and make sure the edges are not white. Doesn't take much, just a moment of time, and you only have to do one edge of the little pockets because one will be hidden in the seam. So take the time and distress your edges so you won't see white against the stark black. Now, if you're going to make 6 pages for this album, I would recommend that you make all 6 pages at once. then we'll do the next step, which is put them onto our binder. So let's start with the pocket page. Let's see, I need some adhesive. I'm going to put double-sided adhesive. This is not a lot of pressure on this, so I'm not going to use two kinds of glue. I'm just going to put that there. Take my 2 by 7.5, put it into the score area and fold, and I have a pocket. Then I'm going to take a piece of black tape and I'm going to place it underneath inside the fold right there, lined up with the bottom. I fold this up, take the tape and snugly place it around. And this now creates a pocket in the front, but it'll also be a pocket inside that we can put another big piece of paper or photo mat or treasures in. So this is the pocket page. Now, the standard page, even easier. I put tape inside that fold. I put this at the score line. Take the tape, take tape cover off. And there we go. It's not quite a pocket, it's just an L. So take another piece of your black tape, and this time just take the black tape and fold it to the back. Now we're going to be decorating this with designer paper, either purchased or digital that we purchased, and this black tape will not even show when we get down to only 1/8 of an inch showing. So I just put it half on the front, push it down a little, cut off the edges. And now, this will be decorated. We'll talk about that later. There's your standard page. So these are the two type of pages. Now, this is only my second time I'm making this album. And I'll let you know that the folded pockets are my favorite. So my first album, I am making all folded because it allows me more room for photos. And actually a little less decorating, so it's easier to place more photos on. So I'll just try to whip a few of these up, just give you the idea. It's almost like assembly line. And if you don't like that there's a little hole in the pocket, you can add more tape there, but I don't mind that at all. You'll see when it's got to start on the inside though, because we don't want to lose any room in that pocket on the front. So just fold it down, and there's another pocket page ready to go. So I took the time and I put all of the double-sided tape on before I began for these 6 pages. I also cut a few pieces of my tape, but I sort of made some circles of some by mistake. It's very humid here today. But you just lay it on the bottom, like so. Pull up the pocket and pull it down. So you're sort of opening the pocket a little bit to get it on the bottom there. I guess you could place both of them at the same time. Standard page goes all the way to back. This just goes from the center. Now, our our next step will be attaching this to the spines. But I am going to try something different. I personally like decorating my pages first. And this time I am going to not decorate them first. I am going to put them in black and decorate them while they're in the album. So this will be a first for me. But I'll do both ways so you can see what you like. Just a little bit hang over here. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3. I need a total of 6 pages or 6 signatures. You can make these fancier than mine. Mine are pretty simple. It'll be your choice. But I find that my photos really speak for themselves often, so I don't need it real fancy. And with the pockets, you still get to add an extra dimension, both inside for big pictures and little things in front of pictures. So, whoops, if it wrinkles, just lift it up and unwrinkle it. So that's 4. So you can see how fast you can make 5 pocket pages. And to be honest, the standard page is even faster to make because you don't have to put that tape inside. You just put it behind. Not perfectly lined up, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, I ran out of my cut tape, so I'll cut a couple more because I still have a pocket page to make. This tape is so thin, it's sometimes hard to find where it ends. Number 5, and last signature to be made is here. Oops. And my grandkids are coming over, so I'm going to have to stop anyway. But I got all 6 signatures made, ready to go on the spines, and a couple more for my second book. So this is, I got a little piece of tape under there. You don't really want bubbles. Oh, I know it's glue for my last part of my project, so I'm just going to rub that glue off. There. I think I'll trim that so it won't show through the paper. And none of this will show because we will be having decorative paper. So there are 6 pocket pages, 1 standard page, and an extra pocket. That's all for now. I'll show you the spine tomorrow. God bless.